they're packing down upstairs, excuse the noise. The question that we've had from Jason Smith is, how do you get bigger clients who have bigger budgets? Jason, that's a great question. In business, we often want to grow, and that may mean that we need to have more business coming in. But another way of doing it is making sure that we get bigger clients, but with bigger projects. Bigger projects mean that we're able to often be more creative. They could be for film and photography, that like Team Vivida does. Often a bigger budget means we can produce a better end result because we are able to collaborate with more people or include more talent. I mean, it can be the difference between having a makeup artist and not having a makeup artist. The difference between having a great location and having to work with a location that the client has, which may not be appropriate. But it can also mean you can spend longer on a project. You know, instead of having to be in and out in a few hours, all of a sudden you're dealing with a whole day, or 2 or 3 days. All reasons why having a larger client with a bigger budget may be important to you. But also the likelihood is if the client is big and sizable, other people have heard of them. Which means when you go to talk about what you've done and you start to name drop and say, hey, we did something for Nike, or we did something for Coca-Cola, other people are like, that means you're good. So I understand the appeal, but how do you get there? Particularly when all of us in business tend to typically start off with very, very small projects and small budgets. And for Vivida, we've definitely been lucky enough over a period of time in the commercial and corporate work that we do to have seen the budgets get bigger and bigger. And sometimes the clients also, they're getting bigger and bigger as well. Often the limitation that we have with the type of work that we attract is our own skill. The great thing about what we do as creatives is we have the ability to control how much we know by educating ourselves. We have the ability to control how much skill we have because we are able to learn. So I invested in teaching and training myself by watching videos perhaps like this one, or going out and testing and going out and practicing. The more I practiced, the better I got. But then time passed. The other thing I had was experience, and there is no replacement for experience. If you have just started last year, do not expect to be shooting a Coca-Cola commercial because you don't have the experience. In fact, if you were to do that, you should be terrified because if you mess up, you are in big trouble. As clients get bigger, often the projects get bigger, and it means that you need to work with more than just yourself. So I started off as a one-man band, just me. And then I needed additional help because as the location I was working with got bigger, I couldn't be in 2 places at once, and I needed more than one angle. So I had 2 people, and then 3 people, and eventually, even on a wedding, we moved up to 5 or 6 people on a wedding day. And we charged more money for it, but it meant we were able to deliver a much, much better product. Let's move forward now to the type of work that we now do for corporate clients, for example, like Barclays or Unilever, or Mars, for example. The key thing that is important to them is that they trust us. They trust Vivida because we have a technical understanding of what we do, which is based on experience. The experience that we have is defined by the number of years experience that I have. But then because the team is now bigger, because I bring in people like Emily or Jordan or Gabriel or Chris, these individuals have experience within their own right. So I might say I've got 12 or 15 years experience, but when I add on the experience from Emily, okay, we add on another 10, and then Gabriel 10, 10, 10, and then combined we have 60, 70 years experience. That would not have been possible if I was just working by myself. You see the point? When you start to grow, you then add in other experience, which then can make you more trustworthy. The key thing that's important to a client is that they trust you to get the job done. If they're going to give you a big budget to work with, they have to trust that you know what to do with it and that you will not fail and that you will get it right. Do you have that confidence within yourself? Over time, you will get that confidence within yourself, and they will see that. When you start to have that confidence in yourself and what you're able to do, the key thing is you have to make sure that you communicate that to your clients, to clients that you have or clients that you hope to reach out for. So the way you speak on your website, does it convey the fact that you are trusted? In fact, I think on our website we've got something like, have we got something like trusted by big brands or something? Okay, we've got on our website, trusted by some of the biggest brands in the world. It's true. And our communication helps people to feel like, you know, they can trust us because other people have trusted us before. Does that make sense? The other thing that we do is we make sure that we show the type of projects that we want to get. Gabriel made a great point earlier. If you just do small projects, then you will get more small projects. If you start to grow those projects and work on bigger projects, then bigger projects will come. The problem comes, Jason Smith asks, is what if I'm only getting small projects in? Well, that's where I invest my time and sometimes my money as well in creating a project that might be bigger than the one that we would typically do in order to show people what we're capable of. People only buy what they see. So sometimes if they can't see it, they're not going to buy it. So you have to create it. If you create it, then people will often start to come. There's another video on this, on my YouTube channel, which hopefully you've watched already. If you haven't, I encourage you to go back to it. It's talking about the importance of creating passion projects. To go out and shoot something for passion, but make sure you have in your mind the type of client that you're reaching out for. Make sure that you create something for the type of client that you want to work with. Make sure you're shooting something that represents the type of product that you want to be shooting in the future. And in that way, you will end up building trust in your clientele. Jason, hopefully that answers the question. We sat down as a team, we had a little bit of a natter among us, and those were just some of our thoughts. Some more may come, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much for subscribing, those of you who have subscribed. If you like this video, please like it, and I'd love you to leave a comment below. So if you have a tip, we would love to hear from you. And also, would you please give us ideas of the type of thing that you would like us to continue speaking about? So bye-bye from myself, Simeon Quarrie, and behind the camera, Team Vivida.